In politics, you're either on message or you are losing. Let's get to it. Welcome to On Message, our weekly look at where the battle lines are drawn and who is winning the war of words. This week, message testing. As campaigns kick into high gear, anyone who looks at a screen over the next 8 weeks is going to be bombarded by campaign messages as politicians are trying to persuade you to vote one way or the other, or just to make sure you vote at all. The message you hear, the way politicians and parties position themselves on the issues, is not something that happens by accident. A great deal of thought, refinement, and testing goes into what is at least intended to become the narrative of a campaign. Individual campaigns do it, parties do it, and it all becomes the message they are trying to stay on and or knock their opponents off between now and the time ballots are cast. Being on message means you have a strategy about what you say, to whom you say it, what channels you use to say it, and even how often you say it. But how do politicians hone in on their message? They do it through a process called message testing. And it can happen a number of ways, ranging from the simple to the sophisticated. Sometimes they'll just float trial balloons in speeches or small meetings, testing out a line in a less scientific way to see how crowds respond to it. That's low cost and can be really effective if the group you test it with is representative of the larger group you are actually trying to influence. Another way is to test lines with a focus group. These are selected more scientifically to serve as a representative sample, so you get an idea, for example, of how white women ages 35 to 45 or Hispanic men 55 to 65 will respond to a certain phrase. These come with some costs, but you can get some important context from them. Social media channels have allowed campaigns to test messages in a very high-tech way by presenting 2 messages or more across a broader sample to see which one drives engagement. By using this A/B test scheme, campaigns can quickly see which messages catch the attention of any given demographic. Think of it as kind of a focus group on steroids. The same approach is used in fundraising emails to see which messages work to get donors to contribute and which ones just get deleted. For example, President Biden and the Democrats have clearly tested the term MAGA Republicans, and they are working to marginalize that group. It seems clear they believe that specific term will fire up their base and potentially get more swing voters to agree with them. We will have to see how the strategy plays out and if it actually plays to their advantage. So why do they do it? Why message tests? Because it's effective. We all have biases, and the same message will hit our different ears differently. If you can talk about your position on, say, education, taxes, or abortion in a way that resonates with your target audience, you can get them to agree with you without offending them, all by taking the time to test the way you say it. It's definitely to your advantage to do so. That's it for this week. More on message in the next issue of the Utah Political Underground. Make sure you visit the site and sign up for our weekly email update. You can find more on message videos, in-depth Utah political stories, plus podcasts and more at utahpoliticalunderground.com.